Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashi and today I'm mainly here to talk about the IELTS exam, specifically about the IELTS reading part. So I gave my IELTS exam June this year 2024 and I scored 8.5 bands in IELTS reading part. So I think I just have a few tips and tricks to share with you, what all mistakes and how you can avoid them and how to practice really well for that exam. So I think these are all the things which I'm going to share with you. Stay tuned and let's get into the video. Also, I have listed down a few points, not a few points actually, 3 pages. So I'll be reading out these points to you. And the first part which I want to talk about is that whenever you are giving an exam, be it your school exam or IELTS exam, whichever exam you're appearing for, please be aware of the paper pattern and how the questions will be asked. If you are aware about the paper pattern and list down the sections or the areas where these questions will come from or how they will be asked, there will be an MCQ type or it will be subjective, objective, or whatever it is, true, false. So at least you are well aware in your mind about how you need to write that answer and how you will be able to manage your time efficiently. So I know there are a lot of people who go and just give their IELTS exam, and some of them are really able to ace it really well, because I also had a few of my friends who didn't even look at the sample question papers and they were able to score like 8 out of 9 bands, which is amazing. But personally I feel that if you're appearing for any paper, then you need to be prepared well for it. So that's my first tip. Moving on to the second point, if I had to give you a quick overview of the paper pattern, so there are 40 questions which you have to answer, and they are divided into 3 comprehensions. So there are 3 comprehensions, and then one comprehension is given, and then you have approximately 10 to 12 questions related to that. So you have to answer all of them, and all the questions are compulsory. You cannot avoid any of them. And also there is no negative marking, so there are 40 questions and you receive 1 mark for each answered question correctly. And if we talk about the types of questions which are given in the paper, true or false questions appear in the exam, and answer them in 1 word or 2 word questions. Then there are MCQs, so these are few of the question types which can appear on your paper as well. Also, I want to tell you that the paper which I gave was IELTS academic, so you can accordingly look for your IELTS general if someone is appearing for that as well. As far as I know, all the college or the school students have to appear for the IELTS academic section only. Moving on to the third tip, the ultimate tips and tricks which I used for giving this paper. The most important one is, I know that a lot of people get confused when it comes to this part, and I also lost a few marks when I used to give my sample question papers when I was just sitting at home, is that when you talk about the true or false question type, which are approximately 10 to 12 questions out of your 40 questions. It can vary from different question paper to question paper, but if I had to talk about my paper, so there were a lot of true or false question types. Also, please read the questions very carefully. The most confusing part over here is that if they ask you true or false, or they're asking you yes or no, because there is a huge difference. If you write yes in place of true, then it is considered wrong. You will not be given any marks for that. So please be aware about that. Read the question properly. If they're asking you write down true or false, then you can only write down true or false. You cannot write yes or no. Also, one of the most confusing part about the IELTS reading exam is that they just don't give you true or false, they also give you not given. So you have mainly 3 options to choose from: true, false and not given. So you have to be very thorough with the paper and with the comprehension and how you're able to comprehend it, and is the information actually given in the paper. And I got confused for a lot of part in this, because even if the information was not given, I would just say true, which doesn't make any sense, because you have to go as per the passage which is given in the paper. So this is the reason why I say that please read the question at least 10 times to see if yes or no is asked or true or false is asked. Said or unsaid, it is very important to understand the comprehensions. I know that there are a lot of people who will tell you that it is not important to understand the comprehension of the passage which is given to you, and you will be easily able to answer the questions which are asked further below. But I do not say so, because it is very tedious, it is very difficult to refer back to the passage for each question. You just have to remember that you just have 1 hour for answering those 40 questions, and due to which you have very limited amount of time. You cannot keep referring back to the passage just to find that one line again. So please try to understand that it is very important for you to understand that passage. Of course, there will be many parts when you lost your concentration or when you were not able to focus. So there can be a few lines, or maybe 4 to 5 lines in that whole passage which you have to go back to answer those particular questions, or when you have to write those 1 or 2 words particularly. But please understand that it is that comprehension or the passage is very important, and you need to understand each and every line of that. And at least if I talk about the true or false question, you will not be able to answer any of those if you're not able to understand, or if you do not have a very nice grasp of the whole passage. If I had to talk about the resources which I mainly use to give this exam, so you need to know that whenever you register for the IELTS academic exam, they ask you for your address, and then they send a guide or a prep book for exam. So I'm just going to quickly show you the guide which I received. So this is the one which I got. This is the IELTS Academic Volume 1, and it's a very small book if you look at it, and it mainly contains how the scoring of the paper is done. And let's say a lot of people have these questions that if I got 38 questions answered correctly out of 40, then which band am I going to get? Or if I have to score 8.5 bands out of 9, then how many questions do I need to answer correctly? So all the questions are answered in this book, and this is a very good book. And they also at the end contain a few question papers. Then, as you know that IELTS exam has 4 sections, which is reading, writing, listening and speaking. So they have all the guides, tips and tricks which you need to ace all of these 4 sections. So I definitely recommend that anyone who is appearing for that exam, please do not let this book go into waste, and please refer to this book which is being sent to you by IELTS only. It will definitely help you boost up your preparation and give you confidence and how you need to do things in order to get that desired band, and you will be able to ace the exam. Moving on to the additional book which I used for giving this paper is this one. This is the official Cambridge Guide to IELTS for Academic and General Training, which means that it contains both academic and general training. The scoring also differs for general training, so all the people who are appearing for the general one, please refer to your own resources or how the scoring will be done. If I have to talk about this book, a lot of teachers actually said that this is a higher level and it contains more difficult questions. So I used a few question papers which are given at the end, and I definitely recommend this one because it contains the question paper, and at the end of the book it also has answer key to it, which is very, very important because whenever you give a sample question paper, once you have attempted, you need to obviously check your answers and look at the mistakes. And the best part about this book is that it also contains explanation to the answer. So if you got an answer wrong, you need to have an explanation why you got wrong there. So I definitely recommend anyone who is preparing for exam, I think these 2 books are sufficient for your paper. And for anyone who does not want to use or buy any additional book, I definitely recommend using this one, which is being sent to you by IELTS only. It will be very helpful and beneficial in your whole preparation process. And lastly, the only point which I would like to talk about is that practice as many papers as you can, and please trust the process. I know it sounds very cliche and a lot of people would like to skip this part entirely, but the only thing is that there will be so many moments and times when you will feel like you have lost your complete concentration or focus and you're not able to remember anything, or there would be times when you would read the whole passage completely and you will ask yourself that what did I understand, and your mind will go completely blank. I know, trust me, that has happened with me too, and it feels terrible, it feels really bad. But just learn, and please be determined and focused to go back to that line again and start reading that whole passage again. And trust me, with time you will be able to understand the passage, you will be able to ace that paper. The only thing is that you need to be patient, you need to make sure that you understand the passage completely. And the only point, or the last point, which is probably the most important one, is that please do not focus on the number of questions you answer correctly. Please focus on the questions which you answered incorrectly. Try to look at your own mistakes, because the questions which you answer correctly in the first place will be answered correctly by you in the paper also. But you need to work on your mistakes so that your marks increase gradually. There will be so many times when you will feel that you're not able to get your desired band result when you are sitting at home and when you're preparing for it. But if you just are perseverant, or you're determined to ace that exam, you will be able to. So please be patient, trust the process, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and you will be able to get your desired band result. Thank you for watching, and only if you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Bye bye.